Hi, Assalamualaikum.
Hello, alaikum salam.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you, Sila? Fine, thanks. How is Ramadan in America, in US? Could you
It's
tell me a
quite
little bit?
good. It's quite good. We're surviving since it is quarantine here as well.
Yeah.
We're at home, so we're kind of enjoying our Ramadan, let's say.
Mhm,
But we still teach online. We continue teaching
mhm,
online, and
mhm.
my kids, my children also continue learning online. It's kind of making stuff a little bit more busy, but yeah, we're hanging in
It's
there. We're okay. We're surviving. It's good.
it's almost same here. It's almost same here. Okay. Before we go to our main topic,
Topic.
I'm really curious. I'm very curious, Miss. What is who is teacher forever?
Is a human being.
And what is the purpose of your account and what do you do? Something like that. Can you tell us, please?
Okay, sure, of course. Actually, I am, let me tell you what is my account not. I am not a basically English teaching account. I'm kind of focusing more on teaching teachers, like teachers who use English language as a tool to teach their
Mhm,
subjects. I try to help
mhm,
them to improve their language skills in order to teach their topic, teach their subject. Sorry. So
uh,
I teach classroom management skills and classroom language
correct.
skills, and also I support my followers in order to practicing with native speakers. Also, I do native talks in my account so that
I see that.
like my followers will get opportunity
Mhm,
to improve their listening and speaking or maybe critical thinking skills.
mhm,
So I also do some matchings for my followers to get some conversation partners,
mhm.
and I do different kind of programs and different kind of, let's say, activities through my account so that I can help my followers the best
Okay,
way.
including me.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of also like, even if I'm not teaching exactly, it is not my main major, not my
Mhm,
main, let's say, main goal. I
mhm,
still help English learners with getting them conversation partners, as
mhm,
I mentioned.
mhm,
Also, like directing them to uh, the resources that they can best learn English.
mhm,
So I share my experiences with them. But yeah, I actually worked as a teacher trainer, and I
uh-huh.
worked in different positions earlier on in my life, like as a teacher, as a coordinator, as a principal. So
Mhm. Oh,
I did lots of stuff that I think I can share my experiences with
okay,
people.
that's
So
great.
that's what I do through my account.
Yes, that's great. I feel so lucky to meet you in
Oh,
Instagram. So
thank
yeah,
you. You're so
I
kind.
I was
I'm a
I
human
was
being. I'm a human being.
but your account is really inspiring. I think I see that and in your live Instagram with many teacher there and oh my God, this is so inspiring. I want to do live with this one.
Thank you.
and and it becomes true. Thanks God.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. My followers, some of my followers are my students in school and also my friends, my teacher friends also. So, and also young mother, they need a little bit parenting and today's topic, I think it's really sweet for them. It's for my student, for teacher, and also for
Sure.
those young mother. Like,
Sure, of
okay,
course.
yeah, the topic will be how to define your learning style. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I want to know. Actually, I really curious. I didn't watch. I didn't see on internet because there is so many source in internet, and there's 7 typical and there's 4 typical. I don't want to, and I don't want to read all of that. I just want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, what
actually,
is
I will
that?
try my best, but before that, I would like to know about you too. Tell
Oh
us
my
who you
God.
are, because my followers are also here, some of them. Maybe they
Okay.
don't know about you. Tell us about yourself. Where are you
Me.
from? I mean,
Oh,
I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah,
also
yeah. I
interested
forgot.
about your culture, your nationality. You look so
Okay.
cute. All of your friends, you look so cute. The way you put your hijab
No.
and the way you, I mean, kind of using Instagram. I mean, you're very actively using Instagram. You
Yeah.
and your friends. That's what
It
I
is because the pandemic, because the corona, all of
Oh,
us really.
okay.
Yes, but sometimes but every day, I almost every day open my Instagram actually. Okay, I'm from Indonesia.
Mhm.
I do a lot of things also. I teach on a school in Stayan Nawawi. I have sent you the Instagram.
Mhm.
I teach I did an economic, and I teaching economics. Sometimes I teach what is that, ahwalus sahsiyah, but in English, with English, something like that. It's small. I teach in a Islamic boarding house in a small town. I
Oh,
live,
so
yeah.
nice.
I live in a small town. It's called PURWOREJO. It's not famous at all. It's near Yogyakarta. It's far from
Oh,
Jakarta. It's
okay.
a small town. Yes, it's a small town, and
Mhm.
I know I do bargaining. I have a boutique. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things also, but today because of this pandemic, so I stay at home. I didn't go anywhere. I just
Wow.
also doing online class. But since my student from, they come from small town also, and
Mhm.
they have no good internet signal. So we
Oh,
just only doing a Google Classroom. We can doing like a
okay.
Zoom or yeah.
I
We're
see.
just only doing Google Classroom,
Google
and she only
Classroom is
typing.
good.
It's
I
good,
don't
yeah,
know.
but we're only typing. We're not, we can do fast, fast to fast like
I
this,
see. I
you know.
see. But that's okay, I guess. That's okay. They'll still learn. Of course, it will be kind of a disadvantage for some of the learning styles,
Yeah,
learning
la
styles.
la, yeah, yeah,
It would not be good
exactly.
for them, but
Mm-hmm.
the way you assign the lessons, the way you give them activities through Google Classroom also
Mm-hmm.
will help them learning better. So you need to know you need to know the learning types, learning styles of your students.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's very important. Can you tell me that? Could you tell me that now? Because I need to. I'm
The
really
learning
curious.
styles.
I will write it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, first of all, believe me, I'm not an expert. I will just try my best to share my knowledge, my kind of information that I can share with you. I will try my best. I took my notes here, not to forget some important points. So, yeah, basically, we have, let's say, basically, three
Mhm.
learning styles.
Okay, three
Definitely,
learning.
you might, yeah, you might say that we have like some other types of learning styles, but the major ones, the main ones are three. So visual learners, auditory learners, and kinesthetic learners. So
Okay, that one.
visual,
Visual. Okay.
auditory,
Auditory.
and
Kid
kinesthetic.
aesthetic. Okay.
So I'm kinesthetic type.
Yeah.
So
Me too. Maybe I'm too. Maybe me too.
so yes.
And then.
Again, and I also added reading and writing learning style. So you don't have to add this, but I wanted to add this too because it really affects the way you learn, the way you memorize things. So that's why I added that one too. But make sure before we start getting into uh, deep, I want to add this. I want to say this.
Uh-huh.
You will not fit only into one learning style. It is
Okay.
it is not possible. Usually, our learning styles overlap. So you might be a both visual learning and somehow kinesthetic learner. Understand? It can be kind of mixture of two styles. It is possible. You don't have to think that you have only one learning style. So it can be both, or you can have a little from visual style, a little from auditory style. So it depends. That is important to know. And the next thing is also like, why knowing our learning style is important in order to learning a language or teaching a language. It's possible. It's not only a language. You can teach your subject, science, biology, math, considering these learning styles, because it will dramatically affect students, let's say, a performance in your class. It will dramatically affect, because if a majority of your students are auditory learners and all you do is only for, let's say, visual learners, so those kids will be lost in your lesson, or they will not be engaged. So that's why it is important to know your students' learner styles. And also, if you yourself are trying to learn a language or learn something, you should know yourself. You should discover your own learning style. It's important. It will help you to gain the success in a better way, or maybe faster, let's say.
Could you give my follower the example where this audio, where this visual learner, what this
Sure.
give us the example?
Sure. Yeah. So like visual learners, as you hear, visual, vision, view. So those learners usually learn by seeing the things, pictures, or if a student is usually, or if you yourself are usually doodle stuff while learning something, randomly drawing something on the pictures, it means you're a visual learner.
Visual learner.
Yes, or like
kinesthetic, or
also like if if you need a paper or a let's say handout to complete an assignment, it means you are a visual learner. You need to see the given information. You need to see it in a maybe written way.
Reading, like reading something, or
yes,
reading
in a
is also
drawing way. Your eyes need to connect to something in order to learn it.
Okay.
So it means
I
you
got it.
are a visual learner.
Learner.
So yeah, why it is important to know that, because if you only speak, or if you yourself, for example, let's say you're learning some vocabulary words, you just read it, read the vocabulary word, or you just hear that and try to memorize it. Maybe you keep repeating, for example, but you don't write it down. If you are a visual learner, you should write it down. You should work with flashcards so that you will learn better. So that is why visual learners need to kind of have
combination
connection between their eyes and the resource.
I think, and it's a visual learner is also a tactical or kinesthetic learner also, because they write, did they write on drawing?
As I said, you will never be a
But
one way or one style learner.
It could
Definitely,
be.
it will overlap. Usually, visual learners are kind of kinesthetic learners. Visual learners are kind of kinesthetic learners, but you cannot say it is always like that. An auditory learner can also be a kinesthetic learner. So yeah, again, if we go one by one, now we are kind of almost clarify what is visual learner. Then we will go to auditory learner, and then kinesthetic learner, and then we will kind of mixture it. We will kind of talk about in general. So also like by the way, if you're a visual learner, most of the time teaching or learning with visual style is more time consuming. It takes time. You draw stuff, you prepare
Yeah.
flashcards.
Oh, yeah,
It
that's
is
right.
time
That's right.
consuming, right? So
Making
yeah, this
PowerPoint.
yes, of course. So that's why, for example, if you're a teacher, you should give more time for your visual learners,
Visual
for
learner
them
also.
to kind of, yeah, come up to the conclusion. So you need to give, you need to understand that being visual learner is kind of more time consuming.
Okay, it's more time. What about what about this apa the auditorial
Okay,
learner?
let's go to auditory learners. Yes, I took
Yeah.
my notes. As I said, I don't want to forget anything important. So, yeah,
Me too.
as you hear, audio, like
Mm-hmm.
auditory learners are learners who learn best through listening, through hearing stuff. So, and those people, they like speaking. They like speaking out in the classroom. If you have a very talkative student, if you have a student who tries to speak out, who
Uh-huh.
is not shy, that means that student is kind of auditory learner. So if you are an
Okay.
auditory learner, you will learn, you will kind of learn better through listening stuff, or maybe like speaking out. You're learning some words and you are
Dialogue,
loudly,
something like
like
this.
you're
Mm-hmm.
telling those words out loud
Mm-hmm.
and hear your own
Mm-hmm.
voice. So it
Mm-hmm.
will be helpful for you to
Mm-hmm.
let's say, to earn the knowledge. So as again, if you know that you're an auditory learner, I suggest you to record your voice, speak out, I mean speak in English, record your voice and listen to yourself.
Uh-huh.
So
And then,
yeah, it will be very
wait,
helpful. Or
if you,
it doesn't sorry, it doesn't have to be a language. It can be any topic or any article that you need to learn, or you need to, let's say, write a reflection.
memorize, maybe memorize
Or,
Quran and
oh yeah, for
record, yeah,
example,
recording, recording
anything
my
you do, anything
our own.
you're trying to learn will be this way will
Okay.
be helpful. Read out loud or speak
Uh-huh.
out loud and record your voice and listen to yourself.
That's not narcissistic. Like, listening your own voice, like it's embarrassing. It's a little bit embarrassing for me, maybe.
You know what? That is the
Uh-huh.
case. Sometimes we ask ourselves, oh, I cannot speak English, or why I feel like weird when I'm talking in English or in a
Yeah.
different language. It's because you're not used to hear your own voice. So
Mm-hmm.
you better, no one in the house or no one
Yeah.
in the room, record your voice, listen to your voice, get used to your voice, so that when you
Mm-hmm.
speak out, it will not be weird for you.
Oh yeah, maybe perhaps I will do that.
And it helps, especially some students. When I give them these
Mm-hmm.
tasks, for example, our next topic is let's say global warming. I'll tell them that you guys need to speak about the global warming for
Global
a minute,
warming.
for 2 minutes, record your voice and send it to me. So they like
Yeah.
record our
Oh my
own
God.
voice, of course, talk, speak. So yeah, it's kind of stage. It's kind of step for them to, let's say,
Uh-huh.
to get used to their own sound. I mean, how they sound, they should know about that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, and
okay.
let me check if I
It's a
forgot
little,
anything.
what
Go
about
ahead.
the kinesthetic one? What about the kinesthetic or tactical? Yes, the kinesthetic or tactical one.
Tactile, yeah.
Uh-huh. Tactical one.
Num, 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 num. Oh yeah, one more thing before we go to the next one. One more thing for auditory learners. If you are a slow reader, probably you are an auditory learner.
Oh, so you're a slow reader. I am a slow reader actually.
Yes, I am
But
a
I
slow
shy. But
reader
I feel
too.
embarrassed.
Yes.
But I'm embarrassing to listen my own voice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Uh,
It's
what
kind of
what about
weird.
the kinesthetic one? What about the
Okay,
kinesthetic one?
let's talk about kinesthetic one.
Okay.
Okay, so the kinesthetic learners are
Kinesthetic
learners
one.
who usually need hands-on activities like touching or
Oh.
putting their own body in the knowledge, in the learning process. For example, you're a history teacher and your
Mm-hmm.
topic is revolution, for example, and you have some main characters of that topic, and you
Mm-hmm.
have the actions going on in that topic. You basically, you like simply have your students role play, and for your kinesthetic learners it will be an awesome activity, an awesome way to teach something, because
Mm-hmm.
they themselves are in the topic, like their body,
Mm-hmm.
they're acting, they're active. So this
Uh-huh.
is kind of good way of teaching or learning if you are an
Mm-hmm.
kinesthetic learner. Also, let's say if you are a kinesthetic learner,
That's
uh,
for history. How about if kinesthetic learner for math?
okay,
Math.
good. The same thing. The same thing. For example, I am an ESL teacher and I
Yes,
teach a
teacher.
high school. But being an ESL teacher, from my perspective, my understanding is helping them in all subjects, not only in English. I
Yeah.
jump in, yeah, I push in, I go to their
Mm-hmm.
classrooms like algebra, history, science. I go to their classrooms and I help them in that classrooms as well. I need to understand somehow science. I need to understand somehow math. So I
Mm-hmm.
take the topics, I take, let's say, um, uh,
For
academic
example.
vocabulary from subject teachers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I bring those vocabulary into my class and I teach my ESL students academic vocabulary in my class. And
Mm-hmm.
usually I use different learning styles to teach those vocabularies. For example, I remember teaching x-axis and y-axis. They usually mix. Which one is x-axis? Which one is y-axis?
What?
Like, yeah, when they learn graphs, they should
Uh-huh.
know what is y-axis, what is x-axis. So I usually help them, like, let's say, find an action or movement in order to
Mm-hmm.
learn it. So
Mm-hmm.
this is like when I say Y, raise your hand. When I say
Uh-huh.
X, make your hand like parallel. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, using their body, helping them to
Uh-huh.
use their body will help.
Uh-huh.
Even if in math, definitely you have numbers. You know what? Everything is possible in learning or in
Learning.
teaching. Everything is
Mm-hmm.
possible. You just need to be
Mm-hmm.
creative. You need to be smart. You need to, let's say,
Oh my God.
you need to do
Smart.
critical thinking before you plan your lesson. So
Uh-huh.
is my lesson okay for visual learners? Is my
Mm-hmm.
lesson fit to my auditory learners? How can
Mm-hmm.
I enrich my lesson? You should kind of focus on that and enrich your lesson. So again,
Okay.
back to kinesthetic learners.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
they learn more doing things, as I said. Acting out is helpful for them to learn this stuff. And games, as again, hands-on activities, for example, for
Mm-hmm.
young learners.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose that you're
Young
teaching
learner.
letters,
Mm-hmm.
and you know we have toys, letter shape
Young
toys.
learner for young learner is what? How
Young
old are them?
learners, like from even in kindergarten.
Go kindergarten. Okay.
Yeah,
On
kindergarten
kindergarten.
kids.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're teaching
So we
alphabet,
can determine we can now we can determine their learning style since they're kindergarten. So
of course,
of
they will.
course,
Of course, when my daughter was 6 months, she was six
six.
months old.
Uh-huh.
She was kind of moving her body when she heard any song, and from that, I visualized that, I observed that she is a good auditory learner. She will learn through songs, through hearing. She
Huh.
speaks too much. I mean, she likes speaking,
Oh,
she likes singing.
on
So
6 months?
from even
Six,
infant, when they are infant, you can
mhm,
know, you can kind of at least figure out what
mhm.
type of learner that person, that kid, that baby is gonna be in future. So it's kind of possible. I'm not saying that 100%, but it is possible.
It is
But
possible.
again,
Okay.
back to kindergarten kid. When you teach alphabet, if you
Mhm,
only keep repeating alphabet, keep
mhm,
sounding it out,
mhm,
but not letting them write or not letting them touch the letters. You know, there are some
mhm.
toys with shapes of alphabets,
I
wooden or plastic toys.
triangle.
Yes.
Mhm,
So give your students, let your students sit in a row and give
mhm,
letter A to the first student. Touch the
mhm.
letter, maybe closed eyes, possible. Touch the letter and try to sound it out. Oh, this letter is A, because touching through the learner is learning it through touching. So if the
Mhm,
child is a kinesthetic learner, through this activity, through this game, that
mhm.
child, that kid will learn the best.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
So
Oh,
you can
so
be
that's why,
creative.
because in the kindergartens, the and the in the kin at the kindergarten there is so many there is so many toys there. So that's for learning too. But some people in Indonesia say that learning is different with playing. You know, in Indonesia there is mindset like that, something mindset like that. That you cannot play the toys because you are not learning anything from that toys. Some Indonesians still thinking about. Wow.
No,
No.
again, toys are very important because
Uh-huh.
uh, at least I can say toys play a great role in kind
Mhm.
of learning, in improving their also motor skills. It's very important for kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
I by the way, I taught through kindergarten to university
Mhm.
level. I taught adults as well, so I can easily say that touching stuff,
Mhm.
having things in your hands, always kind of engaging, is always engaging. Of course, you should support that with other learning styles.
Mhm. Super
As
technology.
again, one person doesn't have to be like, doesn't have to fit into only one style. So as a teacher or as a learner, you
Mhm.
should
Yeah.
consider this important, very important.
Mhm. Okay.
For example, I
Uh.
can say this: if you are planning to learn a new language and you don't know where to start from,
Mhm.
this is the point that you should start from. This is the thing that you should consider first.
Mhm.
What type of learner you are, you should find it out, and then you should make your plans. Okay, for
Mhm.
example, your friend, your close friend, learn that language or kind of improving her language
Mhm.
skills through reading. She is reading crazy. She reads every day and she learns very fast. So let me do the same way. No, maybe you're
No.
not that type of
Yeah.
learner.
That type of.
So
Okay.
you should maybe
Yeah.
listen more. Maybe you should
Mhm.
speak out more. Maybe you are
Mhm.
a slow reader. If you are a slow reader and auditory
I
learner,
am.
if you force yourself to read
Mhm.
stuff,
Uh-huh.
you're torturing yourself.
That's end of my life, maybe. Okay.
Yes, end of
Yeah.
your life.
Because yeah. Yeah, because I'm really slow reader. If I read something, I feel so, so bored on so much frustrating. Reading like a grammatical book, reading in Arabic grammatical. Which, oh my God, I really don't get it at all.
For example, I
But
don't like reading, but what I do is I find interesting articles for myself. For example, I like music, I
yeah,
like
yes,
sports.
uh-huh.
I have some
Fun
celebrities
article,
that yeah,
fun article.
I
It
have
could be
some celebrities that
accepted.
I like,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm fun of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to read articles about them, and I try to read short articles. I don't read books. I don't
Yeah,
like reading
yeah,
books because when
same,
I
same
start
here.
reading it, I feel like it's gonna take too much time for me to finish this book. So I'm done from the first page.
Me
I'm
too.
done. I'm tired.
Me too. So I am. So I am. Maybe I. Yeah, I also read only an article, simple article, something like that. Yeah. Sometimes
Of course, it
I
is
like to.
important.
The part that I like maybe some maybe psychology. I little bit like some psychology thing like about personality and about this kind of thing like learning style. It's
Mm-hmm.
also on psychology. Also there is explanation about this, but it's about seven learning style, you know. Seven is
Mm-hmm.
more it's more wide. I can question. How about okay, how in the classroom, okay, like in the this is really important for both teacher and learner,
Mm-hmm.
um, for ourselves or older maybe. So how do you accommodate different learning style in the classroom? There is so many students there and so many different
Yes.
style learning style. How you accommodate that? How
That's a
we
good question.
supposed to accommodate?
Yes, that's a good question.
I'm failing your knowledge.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're fine. Again, I am not an expert. This is my, of course, maybe we have experience in teaching. This is my 16th year in teaching, but every day we're learning. Every day we're adding some new stuff to our knowledge.
Mhm.
So again, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing what I did in my class. So I myself um, realize that if you have or if you plan your lesson teaching
Mhm.
in different teaching with different activities, then you're more successful. But how can I do that? How can I enrich my lesson, or how can I differentiate my teaching? So
Mhm.
I will share station model with your followers. What
Mhm.
is station model? So you have, suppose that you have a kind of a big classroom. If you have a small classroom, it is also possible, but again, you should be creative and you should arrange your classroom. You should arrange some activities which fits in to your classroom. But you can have some let's say 3 4 different stations. In the first station, student is let's say um, doing group discussion on looking at some pictures.
Mhm.
Because
Mm.
let's say you're teaching, again, you're teaching history, or you're teaching science, which topic you're teaching, let's say
How many students in US in New York? How many students in one class? How many?
it depends, it changes
Each student, but
from
it's
classroom to classroom.
drop.
Yeah, it changes. So I usually have 16 to 20 students in my class, in one class,
16
but
and
core
20.
subject teachers have more students in their classes, like 26 to 30 students in their classes. So again, station model will work the best, I guess, because in the first station, you have some activities, or you have some, let's say, assignment, which students will be talking, speaking out, looking at
Mhm.
the pictures. So
Mhm.
the first table is kind of good for visual learners because they
Mhm.
see flashcards, they see some pictures about the topic, whatever topic is that. History
Mhm.
topic, you have different scenes, different pictures of uh, different pictures from the topic itself,
Mhm.
and you let your students talk about the pictures. What do you see here?
Mhm.
Do you know these people? So
Mhm.
you can have some questions, like list of few questions where
Mhm.
students will be talking about, discussing about. So
Mhm.
when they finish discussing the whatever, when they finish the
Mhm.
activity in the first table, then they need to go to the second table.
Second
So it's
table.
kind
Okay.
of, yeah, the classroom is
Mhm.
kind of the group, so a group of students is
Okay.
kind of
Divided
turning
to
around.
many groups.
So
Mhm.
the next station, they are drawing. So whatever you discuss in the first table, try to draw. Whatever you remember from the
Uh-huh.
first table, try to draw. Try to write whatever you
Mhm.
remember from the first table. Try to write down the words
Mhm.
that you've used, the vocabulary
Mhm.
that you've used through like while discussing the issue, the
Mhm.
topic. So at the second table, they're kind of putting themselves into it, right? They're doing some, let's say, kinesthetic activity. Or again, you can be a crazy teacher who let them in one station. They can play a game, or they can do role play. Okay.
Is it more
So,
effective to
for
be a
example, life cycle of a butterfly. What is first? What is next? You can use your body to teach or to show your friends what is the life cycle of a butterfly. So it is possible. Everything is possible in the classroom as long as you want it, as long as you plan it well. So the station model works very well. In different stations, you have different activities which will fit into different styles, so that you will observe your students, which student did better in which station. So through this way, you can also learn their learner types.
They're able,
Their abilities,
from that,
their
like,
skills. So that is what I can suggest. That is what I try to do in my classes. Or like prior to the lesson, you can check, you can revise your lesson plan and ask these questions to yourselves. So, do I have anything for visual learners? Do I have any activity for kinesthetic learners?
Okay.
Do I have this? Do I have that? You should ask
divided.
yourself.
Okay. We divided into many sessions maybe, and today we're going to give the auditorial learner, and the other day we're going to give to the visual learner. Oh, okay.
Possible.
So it's divided.
Yeah. Okay. So throughout the topic, you don't have. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, thank you for making it. So you don't have to. Maybe it will be very time consuming for you to try to enrich your each lesson with all different learner styles, activities. But again, as you said, as you think of the whole topic, let's say you're gonna finish that unit within 2 weeks, and at some point you have an activity for visual learners. At some point you have an activity for auditory learners. And at some point we have some activities for kinesthetic learners. So throughout the whole topic, at least as a teacher, you try to address all those learning styles.
Okay. What's more? Like, is there a good way to determine the learning style of someone you're communicating with? Oh, if you want to communicate with someone, and is there a good way to determine are they learning style of something like that?
Of course. Again, if you're
and what's the use of that? What's the benefit to knowing our friends' learning style?
Good question. Again, it can be your friend.
This is not maybe for not only for student, for friend, or for how is the
okay, so yes, even I've heard that people are trying to know about their lovers' learning styles. So, for example, your partner, you want to impress your partner.
Okay.
You need to, yes, it is.
Yeah, for communication.
His learning style. Because even they say when you propose, like your partner, I mean, you want to get married and you want to propose. If your partner, if your girl or boy, whatever, is a, let's say, visual learner, reading a good poem, a wonderful, fantastic poem before you propose, it's not a good idea. Because that one is a kinesthetic learner. It might not be impressive for him. So understand what I'm saying? Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. Okay. Oh, yeah. If they're kinesthetic, maybe take them to doing sport or something. If they're kinesthetic learner, maybe you can take your partner to do sport, run, or something like confess yourself.
Or something that your partner is bodily in it. Like he can or she can.
He loves
you
to
can
gym.
Take your partner to an awesome nature, let's say. Very impressive place to impress your
Mhm.
partner, because that partner, let's say, is a visual learner or kinesthetic learner. I mean,
Yeah.
if your partner is an auditory partner, auditory learner, in a
Mhm.
dark room, in a totally completely dark room, you can play a song or play an instrumental song and read
Mhm.
the poem through your voice. Done. You got him or you got the
Okay.
girl. So yeah, I mean, I think it is important.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. I got it. I got it. I got it now. Okay, what more? Can you tell me, are you sure you are in Turkish?
Pardon me?
Turkish, are you a Turkish?
Yes,
Turkish,
originally I'm
because you,
Turkish.
yeah, I really want. My father also want to go to the Turkish because my father has teacher from Turkish like Professor Said Muhammad Fadil. Do you know him? No?
I've heard of
No.
him, yeah.
I've heard. Yes,
Yeah.
Professor Muhammad Fadil
Yes, yeah.
often go to Indonesia.
Sure, sure.
Yes,
I've heard about him, yeah.
he is my father teacher. So my father
Wow.
want to go there. Yeah, my father want to go Turkish. So maybe someday I want to go there too. I learned Turkish and that's really difficult. I can
Difficult.
speak.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but you know what? The languages have a connection. For
Mhm.
example, Turkish language has a good connection with Arabic language because we have so many
Really?
words, like common
Oh,
words with Arabic language. Yeah, but
really?
I mean, it depends. It depends on the language let's say, course, and the language, let's say, um, yeah, rules.
My student also learn like Arabic language, and they maybe they little bit know more about language Arabic language than me. My student, I mean my followers, my followers know Arabic more than me, I think, and I think Turkish language is the pronunciation like marhaba and apa and what's more. Yeah,
Is
and
it kind of
also
teşekkür
it's
ederim?
difficult.
This is the
It's,
hardest word. Teşekkür
yeah,
ederim.
it's really hard. Oh my god. Yeah.
But you know what? At some point, if you feel like learning
Mhm.
Turkish language, if you think that you need to learn it in order to do your work, or in order to apply a job, or in order to live in a particular
Yeah.
country, definitely at some point you will start learning. Yeah, I
No,
think
no, for the best.
none of the languages are. Yes, of course, we can say Japanese is hard to learn. Russian, I speak Russian, by the way. I
Oh
studied
my
in
god.
Russia. So
Oh.
yeah, even my Russian was better than my English. But since 10 years now, since 10, 15 years, I actively speak English. So
Mhm.
that's why Russian is kind of behind. But still, I communicate with my students, with my Russian friends. I still remember Russian. I still speak Russian.
Oh
My
my
husband
god. How?
also speaks Russian. We sometimes practice
Oh.
Russian.
Oh, oh my god.
So
Because you have
everyone
private
says
teacher.
that everyone says that Russian is difficult
Difficult.
because the
Very
alphabet
difficult.
is
Huh?
yeah, alphabet is weird. But
Weird. Yeah. Weird.
again, I was living in that country. I had to learn that language.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I
How
started
many
learning.
years you
And
lived there?
pardon
How
me,
many years? How many
5
years
years,
did you?
5 to 6 years, I
That's
lived there. I
enough.
finished my college, and at some point, people who met me first, they
Mm-hmm.
were saying that they were asking me, where did I learn Turkish? They were thinking that I was a Russian person
Russian.
who
Yeah.
speaks
Always
or
look like Russian.
who
I thought
speaks
you were
Turkish.
Russian too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. I thought.
at some point you will learn it
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
At first, I thought that you're Russian too. But
Oh,
you
really?
always, oh yeah, and you always
Oh.
writing in Turkish. Oh, she's Turkish.
Yes.
Yes, because you're reading it in Turkish, and then I know that you're Turkish. So what else? What is? I think I want to
Yeah, if there's any
know
question, we can take questions before we end. If
question
it's
from the
kind of,
follower.
yeah, if they have any
Where
questions or anything to say, we can take those.
almost almost of them are not understand, or they said that you speak slowly, please, something like that. Hmm.
Speak slowly. I speak slowly already. Yes, I am
Yeah,
not native speaker, so native speakers speak crazy
speak
fast.
speak more fast.
Oh.
not like to wait, wait a minute. There's so many. Oh my God, so many. You know, so many emotic.
By the way, I can also say, add about my account that
Nah,
I
yeah.
do webinars for teachers who need to improve their communication skills with students, with parents, with admin stuff. So I try to do like kind of those kind of stuff for my followers as well. So if they are interested, if they like the way we discussed about this stuff, if they like my account, they can follow me, and I will try my best to address their needs as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, listen this my followers. Itu didengarkan itu. Boleh follow ya. Saya ngomong pakai I talk in
like
my
the way you speak in your mother tongue. It's so fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, I told them that they can follow you so they can discuss anything with you, okay? Kamu boleh follow si ibu ini, yang ibu dari Turki ini.
There's
Jadi
something
kamu bisa
here.
follow
Did
terus
you see
kamu
that?
ya.
By the way, what is your name? First name?
My first name. My name Ashfa. Ashfa Khairunisa. Ashfa Khairunisa. Yeah. That's your name too?
I love that. I love that. We have Hayrunisa in Turkey as well. We use it as a name as well.
Yeah. Same here.
There's a kind of question. Tell me, how can I love to learn English more? That's what we're talking about. So if you want
I didn't
to,
see that.
Yeah, I think it is your follower.
Oh yeah. Tell me, how can I love to learn? Okay, you tell us. You tell us. Huh?
What
tell
do you?
My
first question. What do you like to do more? Do you like singing the best? Do you like let's say, do you like spending your time with books the best? So first of all, from your from let's say, think about your life, daily life. What do you do in day-to-day basis? What do you like to do? So just add English into that. If you like singing, if you like listening to songs, add English to that. Listen to English songs. Listen to baby songs. Baby English songs will help you to understand the words
lullaby.
in the song, the lyrics in the song better, because normal English songs may be too fast for you to catch the words. It might be boring. But try your best to find out what you like to do best and just add English into that. And definitely, I always keep saying that it is very important. We have two motivation types, intrinsic, extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation is when you kind of believe in that this is important for you, when you like the thing what you do. So it is kind of motivation of like motivating your own yourself. But extrinsic motivation, for example, if you are a teacher and if you moved to a new country and if you want to do your job, to do your profession, you have to learn English. So that makes you learn English. So that is an extrinsic motivation. It is kind of, it's not you, maybe you don't want, but the conditions
you have to
make you to learn that. So that's why, put yourself at that point. Do you have some inside motivation? Is there anything motivates you from outside? Do you have to learn this language? Will it contribute to your life? Of course, if you speak English, definitely you might earn much more money. I mean, you might make more money. So I mean, it will put a plus to yourself, to your resume. I mean, check your motivations. Do you have some inner motivation? Do you have some outer motivation? So check your motivations and motivate yourself.
Okay. Yes, in Indonesia there is you know what was that name? In Indonesia, that interviewer who have English ability has the salary paid higher. in Indonesia. In Indonesia,
Sure.
yeah, in
Sure.
Indonesia.
Inter
And some of
sorry.
them still don't realize that, so they still lazy to learn English. What should what should I learn in English? Why I supposed to learn English?
It's
Something like
something
that. But
like that. You know what? For example, let's say you are a freshman student and you have to stay with someone who you don't know in the same room, in the same flat, or in the same boarding house, for example.
mhm,
You don't have to love people. You don't have to like them. You don't have to love them. But you should learn how to live with them, right? It's the same thing. You don't have to love English language. You don't have to. But you should
mhm,
learn how to you should learn how to find ways to at least get familiar, to be a good friend of it. You don't have to let's say you don't it's not compulsory, it is not necessary, it is not a must, I guess, but just learn how to live with that and motivate yourself to learn it. Put some goals,
mhm,
make
mhm.
some
Put some
goals,
more.
yeah. And
There's this.
also one more thing, and I
Mhm,
think it is important. Suppose that you have a whole bread in front of you, a huge whole
mhm,
bread in front of you. To eat it at once, it's impossible. Or
mhm.
like, let's say people are saying that you have to eat all this bread. You might say, I already full. I already speak a language. I don't need this bread. No, but people say that you
Oh.
need to learn it. So
Mhm,
if there is the only way for you to get out of this situation, then you should know how to eat it, how to finish that in
uh-huh.
small pieces. You
Mhm,
get my
mhm.
point. Just
I
make
get
your
it.
goals, make reasonable goals,
Mhm,
goals that you like, goals that you can
mhm.
afford, goals that
Make
you
it
can handle.
to get more higher salary, maybe.
Yes.
Something like that could be the motivation. That's great motivation, I think.
Yes,
This
it is.
one, there is my follower asking to you, in which country did you live, teacher, forever?
That's a good question because I
I've
have
told them.
lots of answers. So I lived in 7 different countries. I
7 different. Wow.
Yeah, in two of them I studied, and the others I worked. I
Mhm.
lived in Africa. I lived in Ghana for 8 years,
Mm.
Ethiopia 3 years. I lived
Whoa.
in Iraq because, my husband's job, we needed to go from countries to countries. So yeah,
Oh.
but it gave me a great opportunity to improve myself. It was fun. I didn't plan it myself. It was God's plan.
So
So
you can speak Iraq, Persian language?
no,
You can.
they speak Kurdish, like mainly
Kurdish,
they
yeah,
speak
haha,
Kurdish.
Kurdish.
Yeah. I stayed there only for a year. I worked at a
Mhm.
private university there. I was a
Mhm.
teacher trainer that time,
At
and
Iraq.
so
Mhm.
and now many of some of my followers are from Iraq. They're
Mhm.
now 5-year teachers. They've been teaching
Mm.
their subjects. Let's say it's been 5 years now. So they were my students. Now they're teachers. So yeah, I lived in Kyrgyzstan.
Mhm.
I lived. I now.
Wait a
I
minute. Wait.
kind of.
Wait a minute. Your student now become a teacher. So how old are you? You look so young.
That's a good question too. So
That's a great.
make a guess. Make a
Oh
guess.
my God.
Let's ask
I
them.
don't know.
Let's
I don't
ask
know.
your followers. How
Oke,
old am I?
gini, berapa itu follower itu ditanyain berapa coba tebak umurnya si Winnie beliau. By the way, you haven't mentioned your name actually when we are chatting. When we are chatting, you haven't mentioned your name.
Someone
What's
says
your
35.
name? What's
My
your name,
name?
actually? Hmm?
Rumeisa.
Your email.
Oh, my email?
Yeah, Rumesa, that's your email.
No,
This is
it's
they
not my
guess.
email. My name
Look
is
at it.
Rumeisa, but my email is Rumeyusa. Remain USA.
Rusa.
So I added
Oh.
USA at the end. I just kind of
Mhm.
fixed you within my name. So everyone says,
Oh, yeah.
oh, 54,
Yeah,
54, 43. He
they're
must
just
be
making it
kidding.
up.
He must
Yeah,
be kidding.
he must be kidding. 35,
Are you
40,
okay?
60.
Maybe
Because
he's
he's
fasting. That's why his brain is not functioning well.
no, no,
Are
no.
you
I think
okay?
that okay. It's a secret. It's a secret. Okay, maybe you can answer on
No,
DM.
I think they're just guessing. They're just making a guess. They're adding my
Yeah.
college life. They're adding my I spent
Yeah.
16 years in
Because
teaching, so they're
you're
adding to that. And
yeah,
they're
your
just
student become a teacher. That's make you oh my God. So you're using,
it's
using
a good estimate.
some
But no one said the correct thing.
natrium benzoate to make your face look young than your age,
No
maybe.
one no one made a good guess. No one made a good guess. So
27, 27, 27, no, 27 years. Do you want to give them prize if their answer is right, like giveaway?
I don't see my age there. I'm sorry. I won't say it because you cannot
Oh,
believe.
salah semua. You are
97.
wrong. All of you
Okay,
are
so
wrong. Okay.
yeah, we have left 3 minutes, I guess.
Okay. Oh, I think it's enough. I am going to asking your permission to upload this on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to give it
Oh, why not?
the Indonesian translation. Okay.
Okay, so are you gonna add it on your IGTV, right?
Okay. Yes, of course. Thank you for your time. I really feel so
Thank you.
happy
Thank
having
you.
chat with you. Yeah,
We can
because you
have
are so
more chats in future. I loved it.
okay. Okay, after fasting maybe because we are so so hungry and
I know
all
most of
of
my followers are sleeping right now. They said,
yeah
please record it. I will watch it later on.
okay,
So
yeah
just record it. I
yeah
mean,
yeah
save it for us.
yeah. And if you do and if you doing at the night and my time it's morning and my time they will sleep also. So
Yeah, I
it's
know. I
okay,
know.
but some
That's
of my
okay.
followers they don't understand this, so I will translate in Indonesia so and put it in YouTube. Thank you very much. And on
Thank
your
you.
really busy schedule, you give your free time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
was my
and
pleasure. It was a
someday we will.
distinct pleasure to be with you. Thank you
Uh,
so much.
thank you.
Have
You're
a good
welcome.
day.
Okay.
Have a good rest of your
Assalamualaikum.
day, guys. Bye.
Okay. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.